Hi Year 5. Today we're going to be learning about an exciting part of mathematics called equivalent fractions. Let's look at what we'll be learning in this video. 1. What is a fraction? 2. Some real-life examples. 3. What are equivalent fractions? 4. Simplifying fractions. 5. Recognizing fractions in the world around us. Fractions are everywhere and can be very useful in our everyday lives. They help us in preparing food. By accurately measuring correct proportions, we can then make a tasty meal. It can also help us in our banking, deciding how much money to save and how much to spend, so that we will have some left over. It can also help us when we're driving a vehicle. By looking at the fuel gauge, we can work out what fraction is left and how much we've got to put back into the tank, so to avoid Dad's car breaking down. Now over to you. What other real-life applications can you think of? A fraction, as we know from our previous work, is a part of something or a part of a whole. The top number we call a numerator and the bottom number we call a denominator. Let's look at equivalent fractions. Another word for equivalent fractions is equal to. With these three bars, can you guess which of them are equivalent? Well, in fact, they're all the same. We've just shaded the same amounts along the bars, and it's just that we're expressing them by different numbers, but they have the same value. That's easy. Recognizing equivalent fractions. Let's look at these three bars. Which of the following do you think are equivalent? Well, the first and the last bar are the same. We've shaded the same portion of the bar. It's just that we describe it in a different amount, but they are in fact the same. Another way to help us with fractions is simplifying. In this case, we can break down the numerator and denominator by 5 because it's the lowest common multiple. By doing so, we get 3 over 4, which is equivalent to 15 over 20. Another way of looking at it is through these two bars. We've covered the same amount of space. Make sense? Can you think of where else you would use fractions? Outdoors or shopping? Have fun!